All right, we'll move on to our next game. Now we have The Signal, developed by Goose Byte Games, and we have Kim Osborne from the team. Kim, come on up. Awesome, great to have you with us, Kim. Are you ready to do your pitch?
I am.
All right, off you go.
All right. Hi there, my name's Kim, and I'm a game designer at Goose Byte. Bonjour, je m'appelle Kim, je suis une conceptrice chez Goose Byte. Goose Byte is an indie game studio based here in Montreal. We're a small team with big ambitions, and today we're super excited to share with you an exclusive first look at some gameplay from our upcoming game, The Signal. The Signal is an open-world survival crafting game where you play as a space explorer discovering an uncharted planet. You and up to 15 friends can work together to uncover the mysteries hidden within each biome. It won't take long to discover that this planet is unlike any other, and will react to the actions that you make and the inventions that you build. Crafting is tied closely with your survivability on this planet, so how and where you craft will determine how you survive. Today we're showcasing what makes our crafting system unique. When we set out to design our crafting system, we knew we wanted it to be approachable and to allow players to design their own solutions to any traversal or environmental challenges that they come across. As a result, we designed the workshop. This is a controller-friendly in-game software that allows you to design blueprints for your own inventions. This is like creating your own crafting recipes. In the workshop, you'll be able to design different vehicles, infrastructure, and equipment. As you'll see when we have the workshop open up again, on the left-hand side of the screen, there are a ton of different fragments that can be used to design your inventions with. Piecing these fragments together will give your inventions their own unique functionalities and purposes. Each fragment in this list has its own resource cost and will add up to the total required resources to build your invention. The more you explore and learn about the planet, the more resources and building materials you'll have available to you. Crafting is handled in two different stages, inventing and building. Inventing is done in the workshop as we've seen, but when you're ready to build your invention, you can place the blueprints down in the world and fulfill the resource cost. Any player in the session can contribute resources to complete these inventions. Your understanding of the planet's ecosystem is key when building. This means you'll need to factor in any potential creature habitats or the environmental properties of the biomes that you're building in. In this portion of the video, I'm intentionally building a way back down from this cliff, as we're currently building in a creature habitat. The more inventions that we have in this habitat, the more will aggravate the creatures that live in it. If the creatures are provoked enough, they will attack you or your inventions as a means of them trying to rebalance their habitat. Later on in this video, just a little bit after, we'll be building a network tower, but we'll be placing it outside of the habitat to further avoid aggravating these creatures. Network towers are used to power up some of your explorer equipment. In The Signal, we have a big focus on creativity, collaboration, and user-generated content. We made it easy to share blueprints between players by simply walking up to any invention you find in the world and scanning it. In this case, we'll be scanning this outpost, and the blueprint will be added to a library of blueprints that you can access later. This blueprint can be edited and iterated on as you progress throughout the game and unlock new fragments. As an explorer, one of your missions will be to build an outpost in each biome that you come across. Our system has made it so that you don't need to build a new outpost from scratch each time and can instead edit your initial outpost blueprint to adapt it to its new surroundings. In this case, we've taken the scan from the earlier outpost and just added a new network tower and a respawn point to it. Whether you're an adventurer type or an engineer type, you can spend as much or as little time as you like in the workshop, but ultimately, the crafting system has been streamlined to let you build something that works and to allow you to carry on your journey of discovering the planet's unknowns. Crafting is just one of the many features we have in The Signal, and we're super eager to share more, but for now, joining our Discord is the best way to stay up to date on the game, and by being in the Discord, you'll get a chance to try out our closed betas and provide feedback that can help shape the game. You can also wishlist The Signal on Steam. We're super excited to share more information about the planet you'll be exploring and the mysteries and challenges that await you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Merci.
My goodness, I mean, mind-blowing. And really, you only did show us the crafting.
Yeah.
And already that seems so kind of complex and deep. I mean, like how much percentage-wise is that of the game?
I guess it depends on how, like, the kind of player that you are. So like I had mentioned, you can really like get in and build like a vehicle, for example. You can kind of piece the wheels together, put the engine in, and it just like works. But you can spend a whole time like building an RV style and like put like an infrastructure on it. So like you can, it's really up to you.
Well, and I mean, I'm guessing to a certain extent, if you play with your friends, the idea is maybe one of the friends is that more engineer. They're the ones exploring the map. They're the ones sort of building bait. So you kind of get that sort of split of responsibility. Is that what you're expecting?
Yeah, we've kind of catered to different play styles this way. So like with scanning the inventions, like if one of your friends likes to really get into the workshop and make some crazy extravagant stuff, your other friends can like scan them, use them later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sort of streamline the process.
Yeah.
I mean, getting multiplayer to work with all this crafting and systems, I mean, super challenging. Is the multiplayer up and running and working already?
We've definitely like tested with it, but there's still a lot more that we need to.
Some of the pieces.
To work out.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, with so much going on, I can imagine it's not like just push the button and it works.
Well, and like the crafting system is very like free form, so like in the workshop you're placing things kind of anywhere, and so like that obviously makes things a little more complicated. But
now, I mean, you've invited everyone to join the Discord
Yes.
because they're going to get access to some early builds of the game. Which I mean, that's amazing. How has the community already influenced development? Like, is it help
it's
you
still
prioritize?
pretty new. So like we're still in very pre-alpha stage.
Okay.
So like we haven't actually been able to share much of our builds with the community, but from what we've shared, like as like a sizzle reel or like any promotional stuff, like there's a lot of excitement around it.
Okay, but soon. Well, I don't want to put you on the spot in terms of a date, but the idea is that they will be able to get access to those early builds, and then, I mean, like we heard from Ray, you'll be taking their feedback and input and fine tuning and so on. Now, obviously, any game that's sort of a crafting heavy game, you think of some of the classics, for example, like a Minecraft. Do you think there's a sort of a migration maybe from sort of players that age out of Minecraft that would come to something like this?
I think so. There's a level of like narrative we haven't super discussed, and I think just the vibe in general, it will be more, I don't want to say adult, but like it's not just sandboxy, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's kind of built around sustainability, which is why like in the creature habitats, like they get angry when you build in there, and there's more to it, but there's like, yeah, it's very much, you kind of got to strategically decide how you're building.
Okay, now, am I allowed asking you a bit about that ecological element, or is that too secret?
It's a little bit too early.
Okay, yeah, because people in the chat were saying, oh, that's super interesting that you have to think about the environment and the footprint and so on. But if that's like top secret for now, well, guess what? You have to join the Discord and find out more. Well, okay, so we'll learn.
We'd love to hear theories too.
Yeah, well, exactly. No, but it's great to have that kind of those systems built into the game directly to make people sort of think about the impact and stuff. So I'm eager to learn more about that when you're ready to share.
Yes, we're
now, are you self-publishing this game?
It's up in the air still. We definitely could, but we're keeping options open.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to sort of find an audience and do all that stuff. But I think the crafting element is so sticky when people get in there.
Yep.
And you didn't really say what the timeline of the game was. I guess you still have quite some time.
We do. We know for sure it's not within this year.
Yeah. That's the news. It's not.
Not this year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the team, I mean, you are an experienced team. I mean, you're coming from some of the other studios and stuff.
So we have a very varied background of people. So some from AAA, some from indie, and we even have some people from like modded communities.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you've brought modders that, can you say like what games were they most active on?
Things like COD. They're like surface designer, like a
interesting.
hard surface artist.
Okay,
Yeah.
but coming from the
So it
marketing-
helps for the workshop stuff.
Oh, really? I mean, it's such a great story when you have gamers that kind of grow up
Yeah,
in a
it's
game
awesome.
and mod, and then you kind of pull them out and stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, listen, Kim, I really appreciate you showing us the signal because it does feel like you've barely scratched the surface and there's still so much more to dig into. So I appreciate you coming and sharing and best of luck with the rest of development.
Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Have
Kim.
a great day.
Very good.